Hello, my name is Brent Stabner. I am a consultant with Logan Consulting. In today's Business Central demo, I will be showing you general navigation, how to get around Business Central when you first log in. So what you see on my screen right now is the home page. I am currently logged into a demo company that has some demo data for a distribution company that buys and sells office furniture. When you first log into Business Central with your Office 365 credentials, you will come to this homepage here. And so I will show you, talk about this homepage and then talk about some general navigation functionality in Business Central. So what you see here is a homepage that is completely customizable on a user level basis. Up at the top here are some menu items. These menu items again can be customized and changed based on a role that you have within. So here, if I go to my settings, there's a role here for business manager, but if I click the three dots, you will see a bunch of other generic roles. Accountant, there's project manager, inventory manager. So if I choose inventory manager, my menu options and dashboards here below will change to reflect more inventory related items. So all those roles, again, are customizable. We can assign them to specific users, and we can even create our own roles with a customized homepage. So what we're seeing now is the business manager. It's just a general homepage. When you are navigating to all the different screens within Business Central, you can use these menus up here that have, I can go here to the chart of accounts. We can set up favorites that go here. And if I click the three lines here, and I click Explore All, I get all of the different menu options across the entire software. So, you might see things here like projects or marketing that's not relevant to you. We can certainly hide these options so that you only see what's relevant for your company. So that's one way to navigate through the system. If you're used to using menu items, those are available for you. Also, any menu item that you see here can also be searched for. So like you saw the chart of accounts there, I can search for chart of accounts. And I get a few things. I get the pages that show up within Business Central. So there's a few that mention the chart of accounts. There's even a report here that I can run. So you see there's pages and tasks in one section, there's reports in another, and there's even some documentation down here. So if I click on Set Up Chart of Accounts here, I actually get a Microsoft help article that tells me how to set up the chart of accounts. It includes an explanation, a video even, and some step-by-step instructions down here. So this whole sort of Microsoft help documentation here is pretty useful. There, pretty much everything that you can do within the system has a help article related to it. There's also, if I click on the Learn here, there's also these learning paths. And if I go to Dynamics 365 here, I can review, and let's just do Business Central. There are these what are called learning paths with different modules that will walk you through specific functionality in Business Central. So here, there's a very basic just intro to Business Central. It talks about, an introduction and gives an overview of the different functions. And so I can hit start, and it again has some nice videos. It has instructions and documentation. So outside of the, what Logan Consulting would teach you with the software, there's some very good functionality within. There's some good help documentation within Business Central that really helps you understand the functionality. So how you navigate the system is really kind of your personal preference. When you search, you don't even have to use the full words. You can just put in partial words. I can do sale order like this and get sales orders. So it's a pretty strong search functionality. So now as we move down this homepage here, I'm just going to point out some important aspects. So we have some quick actions here and quick reports that again change based on the business role that you have, and you can always hide some that are irrelevant and add others that would be relevant. And what we see here is the dashboard with a bunch of different sort of metrics and panes and information that you get at a glance. So the nice thing about a dashboard is that it gives you can really pick and choose what data you want to see sort of on this homepage, and it gives you a quick little insight into whether it's payables, balances, whether it's your trial balance or receivables. And again, we can pick and choose exactly what information we want to display. So first there's, you can see there's 16,000 in sales this month. I can click see more and I can see exactly what transactions make up that 16,000. And then down here we have, things like ongoing sales orders, purchase orders, what's been overdue. So I can click on ongoing purchase orders, then there's 7, and it brings me to the 7 open purchase orders that are, that still need to be processed. And then as I move down here, now we get to more some charts and graphs and sort of favorite reports here. So here we can put in some charts and graphs, based to showing you whatever data you want. So here we have top 10 customers by sales value. I can actually put my mouse over and see what the actual number is. I can hit next chart and we can do several charts here. So this is aged inventory. Here's sales trends by customer groups. So we can really select from a large quantity of key performance indicators. And again, we can create new ones that in addition to the ones that come out of the box and publish them right to this homepage. And then you see here they have some favorited reports. So here's some favorite accounts that they created that they just want to see the balance of. You'll notice here these balances are blue hyperlinked with an underline. That means I can click on it and get more information. So this balance of 2,035.03, I can click on that. And these are all the transactions that got to that number. Same idea here with this trial balance. So, this might be a good report to get a quick summary of a balance. But this also is good to, you want to check out your operating margin percentage at a glance. And you can also click on these amounts and see what makes up for example, the chart, the operating expenses here. And then lastly, we have what are called Power BI reports. So Power BI is a business intelligence tool that links up directly with Business Central as well as many other sources, from CRM systems to other ERP systems to third-party software you might use to manage, inventory or EDI, to even, Excel files and SQL databases. And so Power BI is a great tool because it brings in data from all these different sources and allows you to slice and dice the data in many different ways. We can do, charts, graphs, bar, pie, tables, pivot tables, all sorts of nice visualizations. So Business Central comes with plenty of options out of the box with reports, your standard aging reports and open invoice reports and trial balances and financials. All those basic reports are there. But if you need to get a little more complex, or you need you need data from multiple sources, or you need the visualizations to look really nice, Power BI is a great tool. You can even get a free, a monthly charged version, where it's pretty cheap per user per month. And if you had, let's say, a board you had to send financials to every month in a nice booklet, Power BI is a great tool for that. It can make the reports look nice and you can share them easily with others in the organization. And then lastly, this report inbox is cool because any report that you can run in Business Central, you can actually schedule to run at a specific frequency. So maybe there's if you're an accounts payable clerk, maybe at the beginning of every day, you like to see the open invoice report and see what is out there. Well, instead of, what you can do is if you say come in at 8:30 in the morning, you can schedule a report to run at, say, 8:15. So when you come here, that report will be ready for you in this inbox, and you just click on it and away you go. So that's the homepage sort of walkthrough. So now I'm going to kind of touch on a few other important navigation points that make Business Central a good tool for ERP systems. So here I'm just looking at a list here of customers, and there's some things I wanted to point out. So this is a list page. Essentially, it's a lot like Excel. There's rows and columns. I can click on any of these rows, these columns, and I can sort, I can filter. So here I can, sort by the name here. I can filter here to maybe a balance of greater than 0. And it filters those. And so I can apply multiple filters. I can also save these filters as a view. So if I click this save button here, and let's say these are customers with balance. And what that does is it saves the filters that I applied to this view. And so if I go to my home page and come back into customers, what you see here is just, again, those same customers, no sort or filter applied, but I can come in here to all and find my view that I created, customers with balance, and it applies those filters automatically right off the bat. So these views can be really useful, especially if you're using these list pages and like to sort of analyze and review from here. There's also some cool Excel features I wanted to point out. First, there's an open in Excel. On any of these list pages, you'll be able to export it to Excel. So I click open in Excel, and it takes exactly what I'm looking for here and exports it to Excel. Now, you might be thinking there's more to a customer than the number, the name, location, phone, contact, and balance. Well, there is the ability to, just like on the home page and all these list pages, if I go to settings and personalize, I can actually hit this plus field here. First, I can hide columns, so this responsibility center might not be relevant. Every column and button and menu here has a little pink arrow, and if I click that, I can actually hide it. And it goes away. I can also hit this plus field, and I can actually add other customer related fields that are currently not there. So let's say I wanted to look at the ship to code to see where we ship to. So I can bring that in there. I can bring in another name field. So pretty much I can bring in the salesperson assigned to it. So pretty much any code or most of the fields in the customer I can bring over here. And then again, I can go to page, open it in Excel, and it still exports exactly what I see. So it still brings in the ship to code and the salesperson code. There's also another option here for edit in Excel. This is not necessarily available on all of these list items or list pages, but for customers, vendors, items, chart of accounts, it is. And what that does is it exports the customer setup to an Excel sheet here. And there's this little Microsoft add-in. So if I sign into that, you sign in again with your normal credentials. And what that does is it takes the customer setup and it exports it to this Excel file with just all the different fields as columns and each customer as a row. And it updates and it brings it over here to Excel. And what you can do is you can analyze it from here, but you can also make changes to these customers and publish them right back into Business Central. So these are great if you need to make a lot of mass changes. Maybe you got a new salesperson that you need to assign to a bunch of customers. Well, you can come in here and quickly do that. Now, you don't get the drop down of, say all your sales people here, but if you know the code, you can bring it, and when you publish it, it will validate the data. So just to show how that works, I can just add a test here at the end. So now it's Coho Winery test, and I hit publish. It looks for all the changes I made. It found one change and published it back. If there was any errors, like I said, the wrong salesperson code, you would, so if I change this to, AL and hit publish, it'll show me an error saying that that salesperson doesn't exist. So if I go back here and I refresh customers, you'll see Coho Winery now has the test at the end. So really useful tool for making quick changes or making mass changes, and it works really well. Yeah, so that's your list page. Now let's talk about a report page. So let's bring up, say, open vendor entries here. So that's a report called Open Vendor Entries. It just tells you all your open invoices, purchase invoices. And so every When you run a report, it's going to remember your last used options and filters. So when you come back to this, it remembers what you do. And you can also create, sort of default options here. So there'll always be some sort of options that you select for the report. And then down here, you can enter in different filters. So I can filter on a specific vendor or a posting group or something like that. And there's plenty of filters you can apply. And then down here, we have a few different send to options. So we can send to a PDF, Word, or Excel. And then we can also, here's that schedule I was talking about. So you can pick schedule and run it on a schedule. You can print it right to a printer, or you can preview it in a separate screen. From there, you can definitely download it. So if I export it to PDF, there are no open vendor entries, so that's why I didn't produce. But that, you get the idea there. That's any report you can send to a PDF. And then lastly, like I mentioned, you have Power BI as another reporting tool. So if I go to Power BI here, this is kind of what the web version of Power BI looks like, and I won't give a tutorial on this, but I just wanted to show that these reports look really nice. You can create dashboards here. All these reports have nice visuals. You can click on ones to get more detail. You can even ask these questions. It's got some smart AI technology where you can sort of enter a question or a scenario, and it'll produce a graph with the answer. So yeah, Power BI is a very powerful tool, no pun intended, and it works great as a sort of another reporting option for Business Central.